If you want to know what are the things you need to purchase to build a 60,000 CPU on your own, which can trending in 2023, the first thing you need to have a motherboard. Example, you can see I have opened in Amazon. So these are my orders which I've already ordered it. So I just wanted to show you what are the things which I've ordered. The first thing is a motherboard. Let me click on the motherboard, and you can see this is the motherboard from MSI, and it is worth of around 20,000. This is a motor Wi-Fi motherboard which supports 12th and 13th generation of Intel core processors, which has two PCIe 16 and Gen 4 M.2. It basically means that you can input PCI 4.0 embedded like SSD NVMe M.2 SSD directly. You can use any 500 or 1 terabyte according to your needs, and it supports the latest DDR5 RAM, of course, which has a great speed up to around 7000 mbps per second megahertz, so which is really great. And and also, like, it has RGB Mystic Light, and it has an inbuilt Wi-Fi and as well as the Bluetooth. So this is the best part of this motherboard. But however, I would like to give you the details like once I have delivered at my place. So you can see this is how the motherboard looks. Here you would have just two ports. One is the HDMI port to connect to the display, and the other one is the DP port. Apart from that, you have the same USB slots and all. The best part is the Ethernet cable. You can get up to 2.5 gigahertz of speed, so that is the best thing I have liked about it. And apart from that, this is durable, where you can just have down the line 5 years, even if the technology touches, where you would have a great speed, of course. Let's get into the next particular thing what we require. See, after the motherboard, it's required for you to have a great SSD, of course. So fitting into the budget, I have actually chosen this XPG brand um, M.2 NVMe 1 terabyte, which is like Gen 4 cross 4. You can see it's the internal uh, SSD, which can give you a speed up to 7400 Mbps. So that's the reason I thought it would just help me to boost my speed. So I've purchased it for around 6 grand. And then comes after that, I have used the RAM. So this is the most important thing. I have used a 16 GB XPG RAM, you can see. So this is 6000 megahertz, where you can see the series which I have purchased it for around 6200 change. This is how exactly it looks like. It has it is a DDR5 RAM, by the way. And then you would then uh, after RAM and ROM inside a motherboard, the next thing we would require is a processor, which is the most important part. So this particular processor comes inbuilt fan inside this, and also that fan contains a thermal paste. You don't have to purchase thermal paste separately. So I have purchased the 12th generation 12400 series F series i5 Intel Core i5 processor. So you can pretty much know what it is all about. So it can actually supports DDR5 RAM and also the DDR4 RAM too. But since it supports the DDR4 RAM, I don't want to go to 13th generation because it goes out of my budget. So I purchased around 14 grand close to. And the next thing is, I have purchased the most important thing is a power supply to our CPU unit, of course. So the power supply, since I'm using DDR5 and the latest motherboard with the technologies, I thought I would be using the power supply of 650 watts, but you can also use 500 plus or 550 watts too. Because I just wanted to keep it safe, because my motherboard is also MSI, so I have used MSI power supply unit 650 watts. So this is a bronze certified. After doing enough thorough research, I have figured out this is the best power supply what we have. So this is one of the most important. People actually miss out and purchase some 400, 300, or 500 watts at a cheaper brands, but it really may affects the motherboards on the later stage. So it's better to have a great power supply unit. Of course, it must be an expensive. I have bought it for just close to 5,000. So this is the power supply unit where you can research about it. Anyhow, I will give a detailed review. And the next particular part is I have also placed an order for the cabinet. And again, cabinet is also one of the most important thing. If you're having a budget of more than 50 plus, it is always to have a good and decent build quality containing enough fans for the airflow. So I have chosen for like 4,000 change. This is from the Galax store, which is trending as of now. You can see it has a heavy reviews. It contains four RGB fans pre-installed inside it. This is how exactly it looks like. Basically, what happens when you have enough fans in your particular CPU cabinet, so the moment you install all the components like motherboard, like everything, so you would not have the heat issues. Like, even though, for example, most of the people doesn't have the air conditions at their place, they usually have to turn on their fan. So you know what, different weather conditions, you may not get a proper effect on the particular flow of air. So this particular cabinet is very good for that. You can actually have the four fans, more than enough, I would believe, where you can also install extra RGB fans on the top of your CPU if you really like it. But four fans are more than enough for this budget. And yeah, this particular CPU comes with pre-installed USB and as well as the audio jack ports, as you can see over here, where you can see headphone jack, microphone jack, and USB slots, start and restart button. And this is the top version of that, where you can pretty much install like this. This is neat and clean, where it has a great cable management. So that is the reason I have chosen this. So here are my deliveries, which I'm actually waiting for all the deliveries to be uh, getting it. So let's see what would be the thing. Suppose I gather all the components, I would like to build the PC. So I would make a great review on that. Thank you.